Hey folks, welcome back to Speculation Station and a car version of Speculation Station because why not? We're going to call this potentially Shaky Cam Speculation Station. I'm going to try my best. I don't have a stabilizer for the moment. I apologize. Speculation Station today, we're going to talk about Bilt. I know I don't usually love talking about Bilt, and my feelings on Bilt have become the card, still pretty good for what it is, although no longer available for application. The reward system still tops, still amongst the best in the game. And then there's the company, and the company kind of rubs me the wrong way a lot. But we have had new information spill out about Bilt, and let's talk about it. Let's ruminate a little bit. Bilt has stated that mortgages are going to become available across the board, regardless of where you pay your mortgage, which lender you use. It sounds like Venmo is going to be an option as well. And we have dates now for the new card being launched, February 7th. And we have details coming on an event to be determined in January, because they're going to go full fintech on this, which is fine, whatever. Here's what I think is going to end up happening. I think we're going to start seeing some major changes to the way that the program works. And it seems that to me that Bilt is going to start leaning into status real hard, real soon, right? I think you're going to see rent and mortgage. If you are Bilt Blue and you have the no annual fee card, rent and mortgage is still going to earn you points and fee-free points, but you're not going to be earning 1x points for being Bilt Blue or Bilt Silver going forward. I think you're going to see that Bilt Blue, Bilt Silver, if you hold the no annual fee card, half a point per dollar for both rent and mortgage. I don't think it'll be sustainable without Blue and Silver taking a haircut. I think if you're gold, you're going to get that full point per dollar. And I think if you're platinum, you're probably going to get that full point per dollar if you hold the no annual fee card. I think the no annual fee card will have elevated multipliers for neighborhood partners. And I think you're going to see probably a flat 1.5 for the no annual fee card, which, depending on how you value your Bilt points, could be pretty valuable as a catch-all. So there's still going to be a strong catch-all potential option for Bilt, where Bilt becomes your catch-all, and maybe it becomes 3x on rent day for up to $1,000 in spend. Possibly. I don't know how rent day is going to work going forward either, but I do think you're going to see some changes there as well in earnings capability. I think that if you hold the $95 card and you hold Bilt Blue or Bilt Silver status, your rent will be probably 1x. And if you are Bilt Gold or Platinum, you're going to see rent earning go up to 1.25, potentially. Rent and mortgage, obviously. I don't know what the multipliers on that card are going to look like. I think you're going to see something still close to what the Sapphire Preferred is and what the everyday Bilt card is currently, but you're going to pay a $95 fee for it. And I don't know how great that's going to be either, right? Then the $4.95 card, doesn't matter what level of Bilt status you have, that's probably going to give you 1x flat. And then if you're Bilt Platinum, Bilt Silver and Gold, you'll probably get 1.25 on rent and mortgage. And if you're Bilt Platinum, you're going to get 1.5. I think they're going to tier things so that they really lean into status. What that card looks like in multipliers, don't know, don't particularly care. Because the big thing with Bilt is going to be like what your base earning is going to be for rent and mortgage to start, and then everything else will be gravy on top, right? I do think the cards will be a bit more lucrative, and I think you're going to get better earnings based on status, or at least better perks based on status. Welcome offers, I don't think you're going to see a welcome offer on any of the three cards. But I do think that Bilt, in their change to leaning into status more, is going to allow you lower thresholds to spend. Because right now, Bilt Silver requires $10,000 in spend. I think they're going to drop that to $7,500. And then Bilt Gold, I believe, is $25,000 in spend, which could get slashed down to $15,000. And then you'll see Bilt Platinum, which I think is $50,000 in spend. That might get slashed down to $40,000. And then you can accrue status all through your spend all in 1 year. And then it'll return to the regular spend thresholds going forward. So if you spend $40,000, spend your way up to Platinum, you'll fall back to Gold afterwards, right? And you'll still get those elevated earnings and things like that, but it's going to cost you at least $25,000 in spend and potentially like rent and mortgage points to get to maintain that status. Like, they're going to lean into status going forward. So I think the program that we know the program we know is probably over with in January. I do think they're going to make a play to make status more of an option. I think we're going to see them push hard and to lower the thresholds for a year for the spending so that they can get people more into these levels, depending on how many people actually hold these levels now. And then, so that will be in lieu of a welcome offer. Would a welcome offer still kill it? Yes, but Bilt doesn't offer a welcome offer, and I don't think that the new cards and a new card provider who has a smaller user base than Wells Fargo ever will, that has a smaller user base than Bilt probably ever would if they had like actively grown on the Wells Fargo network. I don't think you're going to see card members explode to 5 million. I just don't see that. So Bilt is going to continue to minimize the credit cards over time. I think they're going to make an initial push with the cards now on cardless to see what they get in terms of signups. But I think the enticing way in is that they're going to lower the spend thresholds for at least a year so that getting to Bilt Platinum doesn't seem as arduous as it is now. And then once they get you into Platinum and you test drive Platinum at 40K spend, right, then you remain convinced to be all in and continue pushing for Platinum going forward. And that is how Bilt will pull you in and keep you with Bilt going forward. So I think you're going to see a major shift in the way that points are distributed, but I do think that they're going to add some carrots. I don't know that this is going to be necessarily the win-win that folks expect it is. I've come to doubt a lot of things when it comes to Bilt. Not the program. The program itself speaks for itself. And as long as they have Hyatt and as long as they have Alaskan, they have really good value prop with those two partners. Everything after that, like their transfers to Hilton are 1-to-1, their transfers at Marriott are 1-to-1, their transfers to IHG are 1-to-1. Those are like not the best point redeeming options. And then after Alaska and Japan Airlines, they don't have anything else that's unique to them. Now Alaska is really strong, and as long as they have Alaska, things are good. But I do think you're going to see fundamental change in the program. So here again, what I think, rent and mortgage, if you're blue or silver, is going to be at minimum half a point per dollar. And that's going to be if you hold the no annual fee card version of the card, because they're going to want you to spend your way to gold to get you to do a full point per dollar on rent and mortgage. And then maybe, but most likely not, on the no annual fee card, let you get higher than 1 point per dollar if you spend your way to platinum every year, or you are platinum year in and year out. Then they're going to ask why you're only holding the no annual fee version of the card. I think if you hold the $95 annual fee version of the card, blue will get you 1 point per dollar on rent and mortgage. Silver will get you 1 point per dollar on rent and mortgage. Gold will get you 1.25. Platinum will get you 1.25. And then if you are if you're getting the $4.95 card, blue and silver, at least 1 point per dollar. Gold 1.25, platinum 1.5, and see how sustainable that would be, and then cut it to 1.25 if it's showing to be unsustainable. Earnings on the cards, I think the only card that I could truly guess right now is going to be 1.5 catch-all, because that's just very enticing. 1.5 catch-all on the no annual fee card, but again, it'll be 1.5 catch-all with only half a point per dollar on rent and mortgage, unless you're Bilt gold or platinum. So how strong that card would be, I don't necessarily think it'll be weak, but I don't think it's going to be the strongest card of the bunch. Although, again, if you fly Alaska a lot, or Alaska is where you're planning on putting your Bilt points, that's a pretty enticing option. So yeah, that would be the no annual fee card. I don't know what the earning rate is going to look like on the $95 card or the $4.95 card. I don't know what perks the $95 or $4.95 card are going to give you. From what the survey was at the beginning of the year, they weren't particularly compelling. So if that's what you have to work with, it's not great. But I do think they're going to focus everything into neighborhood, and I think they're going to focus everything they can into status. And they're going to really want you to stay in the Bilt ecosystem. If you are somebody who lives on the periphery of the Bilt ecosystem, they're still fine with you putting spend through and collecting the points that you collect, but they're going to make it harder because they want you in the system. And then when you're in the system, they want you to spend significantly in the system, because that's the only way Bilt is going to work going forward. They don't need credit card holders. They need people to spend through their network. So that is going to be the big value prop that they're going to deliver to neighborhood vendors and things like that. I think in the next 5 years, they're probably going to only hold the credit cards open for a short number of years. There's going to come a point where either everybody needs the 495 card or nobody's just going to worry about the cards. I think the card is a limited time deal at this point going forward, especially under cardless, especially if it's not going to be a particularly rewarding card, and if it's not going to be giving you a ton of perks outside of whatever they're doing inside of neighborhood, because neighborhood is the play for Bilt now. And as long as neighborhood is generating money, and as long as rent is generating money, and as long as whatever plan they have for mortgage is making them money, they're going to focus their attention there. And the credit card will just be superfluous and possibly not even a long-term play, because maybe you don't need a credit card to succeed in points and miles. Maybe there's companies that show you can't. I don't know. But that's going to do it for this one. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button down below. Check out the Stack Your Points podcast. We record on Monday nights, release on Wednesdays and Fridays. We do a live on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Pinned comment for ways to support me outside of YouTube if you so choose. Would be greatly appreciated. And if you watch on mobile, please hit the hype button. I don't know. I just need more signals in the algorithm. But thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.